It's been 3 weeks since I found my great-grandfather's legacy. 3 weeks since I left my life behind. The life where the biggest problem was a looming deadline or a forgotten grocery list. Now, my problems have names I can't pronounce and live in places that shouldn't exist. My great-grandfather's journal called this place the Green Hell, and it was an understatement. I'm deep in the Amazon, following a map that only works in absolute darkness, guided by the writings of a man who spent his life as a warden for cosmic horrors. My guide, a man named Mateo, whose grandfather had guided Arthur Pendleton over 50 years ago, left me 2 days back. He took me as far as the river would allow, to a place the locals call the Land of Sleeping Shadows. He wouldn't go further. He said the air here is wrong, and that the quiet is too loud. He wasn't wrong. The jungle is never silent, but here, the normal sounds are gone. There are no birds, no monkeys, just the drone of insects and a low, humming vibration that you feel more than you hear. According to Arthur's journal, I'm close. The first seal. The first prison. His notes on this place are more frantic than any of the others. He wrote, "The whispers here are hungry. They feed on doubt. One must be a stone, an anchor. Do not listen." I'm trying to be a stone. But it's hard when you feel like you're being constantly watched, and the air itself seems to be whispering your deepest fears. I have the lantern, the map, and his journal. This is my first test as the new guardian. And I have this sickening feeling that if I fail, the whole world will hear the scream. The journey from the riverbank was a nightmare. The jungle here doesn't feel natural. The trees are too large, their trunks twisted into agonized shapes, and the canopy is so thick that even at midday, the floor is in a permanent, gloomy twilight. I've been following markings Arthur left behind, faint symbols carved into stone, nearly swallowed by moss. They're the only thing that proves I'm not just lost and insane. One of his rules was to obey the laws of the land, both seen and unseen. I thought it was poetic nonsense. It's not. The unseen laws are the most dangerous. Don't step on roots that look like coiled snakes. Don't touch the flowers that bloom in perfect circles. Don't drink from still water. These weren't warnings from a nature guide. They were from Arthur's journal. Rules for surviving a place that wants to digest you. Yesterday, I found it, just like the journal described. A waterfall, thin as a bridal veil, pouring over a cliff face of black, glassy rock. Behind it, almost perfectly hidden, was the entrance. It wasn't built by Mayans or Incas. The architecture is all wrong. The angles are too sharp, the scale too grand. It feels alien. The air that flows out is cold and smells of wet stone and decay. This is the forgotten temple Arthur wrote about, a city built by a civilization that history has no record of, for a purpose no historian would ever believe. As I stepped inside, the humming I'd been feeling in my bones intensified. It's the seal. I can feel its power, like a massive engine running just beneath the surface of reality. The journal says the temple itself is the first layer of the lock. Harm no guardians, Rule 4 stated. I thought it meant people. It doesn't. As I walk these massive silent halls, I see them. Statues carved from the same black rock, depicting creatures that look like a fusion of insect and reptile. They're not just statues. In the corner of my eye, I swear they move. their heads turn to follow me. They are the temple's guardians, and I have to pass them without showing aggression, without disturbing them. It's the most unnerving walk of my life. The deeper I go, the louder the whispers become. They're not just vague sounds anymore. They're coherent. They sound like my own voice, my own thoughts, telling me I'm a fool, that I should turn back, that this power could be mine. The cycle is a lie. Break it. Be a king, not a janitor. It's a direct assault on my sanity, and I have to physically bite my tongue to focus on Arthur's words. Be a stone. I've reached the central chamber. It's a perfect circle, impossibly vast, with a domed ceiling that's open to a swirling, green-tinged vortex of light. That's not the sky. That's the wound. In the center of the room, on a floor of intricate, interlocking sigils, is the seal itself. It's not a symbol on a map anymore. It's a physical manifestation of decay. It looks like a crack in the very fabric of the chamber, a jagged, 5-foot-long fissure of sickly green energy that pulses with a diseased heartbeat. The air around it shimmers, and the whispers pour from it like a flood. This is the lock Arthur spent his life reinforcing, and it's visibly failing. The green light is flickering erratically, and small, dark tendrils of energy are leaking from the edges. This is where the instructions become terrifyingly specific. The ritual must be performed at the exact moment the wound is weakest, which corresponds to a specific alignment of stars that Arthur charted. An alignment that happens tonight. I have to light the lantern, but not to see. His journal is clear. The silver light is not a weapon. It is a key. It does not banish the dark. It gives it form. It shows you the true shape of the lock so that you may mend it. I take out the lantern. My hands are slick with sweat. The whispers are screaming now, promising me everything I've ever wanted. Wealth, knowledge, the respect I always felt I lacked. I have to shut them out. I have to remember Rule 1. I am a janitor. This is not my power. This is a mess I have to clean up. As the last of the natural light fades from the world outside, the chamber is plunged into an oppressive blackness, broken only by the angry, pulsing glow of the seal. It's time. I take a match. The sound of it striking echoes like a gunshot in the silent chamber. I light the lantern. The silver-white flame ignites instantly, cold and silent. It pushes back the darkness, but as it does, the chamber is transformed. The walls, which seemed like plain stone, are now covered in shifting, luminous script. The guardians in the hall outside are no longer stone. I can see them through the doorway, moving slowly, their forms made of shimmering shadow. The lantern light reveals the truth of this place. And the seal, the silver light lays a pattern over it. A complex web-like grid of silver energy that shows me exactly where the threads of the ward have snapped. I can see the breaches now, 5 of them. Tiny holes in the silver grid where the green energy is leaking through. The journal has the instructions, a step-by-step process of cosmic repair. It involves using the specific whale oil not as fuel, but as a medium. I have to dip my fingers in it and trace the patterns of the broken threads right onto the stone floor. As I do, I have to speak the words of binding, archaic phrases in a language that feels painful to pronounce. I kneel. The whispers are a physical force trying to push me back. I dip my fingers in the oil and touch the floor. The moment I do, A jolt of ice-cold energy shoots up my arm. The whispers become a single deafening roar in my head. Visions flash behind my eyes. Cities falling, oceans boiling, stars going out like candles. It's showing me what happens if I fail, or what happens if it gets free. I force the words out of my throat. They feel like swallowing glass. Anu-un, Selah, Katama. I trace the first broken line. The silver light from the lantern flows from the pattern on the floor and knits the breach shut. The green pulsing lessens. One down. I move to the next. The psychic pressure increases. It knows what I'm doing. It's fighting me. It shows me an image of my own gravestone, forgotten and overgrown. It tells me I will die here, alone, just like Arthur. I grit my teeth, my voice cracking as I speak the words and trace the second line. The breach seals. The roar in my head intensifies. 2 more, 3, 4. With each sealed breach, the pressure becomes almost unbearable. I feel like my skull is going to crack open. My nose is bleeding. But the green light from the seal is dimming, stabilizing. The pulsing is slowing to a steady, rhythmic thrum. One last breach, the largest one. As I reach for it, the voice changes. It's not a nameless evil anymore. It's my great-grandfather's voice. Stop, it's a trick. The lantern lies. Let it break. It's the only way to truly understand. For a second, I freeze. But I remember his real words. The whispers are hungry. They feed on doubt. You're not him, I snarl. And with the last of my strength, I trace the final pattern and scream the last word of binding. A wave of pure white, silent energy explodes from the lantern, washing over the chamber. The green fissure snaps shut, the light vanishing completely, leaving only the intricate sigils on the floor, now glowing with a soft, steady silver light. And then, silence. Absolute, perfect silence. The whispers are gone. I'm sitting on the cold stone floor, my body shaking with exhaustion. The lantern's flame has extinguished on its own. The chamber is dark again, but it's a normal, peaceful dark. The air is just air. The humming is gone. I look at the floor. The seal is whole. The ward is renewed. The prison is secure. I did it. I actually did it. I stumbled out of the temple as the sun was rising. The jungle sounds were back. Birds were chirping. The air felt clean. It felt alive again. It was like the entire region took a collective breath of relief. This is the legacy. It's not just a burden, it's a duty. A terrible, vital, secret duty. My great-grandfather didn't just do this once. He did it for over 70 years. I've only done it once, and it nearly broke me. I have the map laid out in front of me now. With a shaking hand, I take a pen and draw an X over the location in the Amazon. 1 down, 4 to go. The journal tells me where the next weakest seal is, the one that will need reinforcing soonest. It's a place of endless sun and shifting sands, the opposite of this green hell. The Sahara Desert. Underneath the place the old texts call the Sunken Pearl. I'm not the person I was a month ago. I don't think I can ever go back to that life. The world is the same, but I see it differently now. I know what's holding it together. It's a series of crumbling locks, a set of ancient rules. And now, me. I don't know what's waiting for me in the desert. All I know is that the cycle must be upheld. My name is the only one left in the ledger. The journey is far from over. It's just beginning.